defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live stream, and welcome to all your latest Chelsea news. Apologies for the lateness, guys, but we're here and the show is going to get cracking very, very shortly. Big up to everyone that's already locked in. Make sure you smash up the like, subscribe if you're new around here. All of that good stuff. And as always, guys, get involved in the chat. I want to hear what you lot are saying, what your thoughts are, all of that good stuff, guys. So get involved in the chat, smash up the like, subscribe. Pack show, people. Enzo Maresca coming out and emphatically stating that he will be Chelsea manager next season. When he was asked the question, he's responded to the speculation with linking him to the Manchester City job, which we went through on the show yesterday. We'll continue with all the fallout from that. We'll look ahead to the game against Newcastle as well. We'll discuss Liam Rosenior, who Chelsea have an appreciation for. And whilst Maresca's comments today have probably drawn a temporary line under the situation, this won't be the last we hear about his future this season. I'm pretty certain about that. This will not be the last we hear. This will not be the last we hear. But anyway, big up to everyone that's already locked in. Before we say hello to you people, that's just a quick reminder, guys. Make sure you check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link is in the description. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off. Names, numbers, patches, whatever you want on the back. Chelsea kits, retro kits, other kits. Even if you're not a Chelsea fan or you just want a different shirt, they also have a very good selection, guys. So make sure you check it out. Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link is in the description. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off. Now, that is enough about that. Let's see what you lot are saying in the chat, and then we're going to get this show on the road and dive into what we need to discuss. If Maresca's here next season, please back him next summer window. Agreed. Well, it's not really Egg Barley's job, but yeah. We need to back the manager and show the owners we want this manager to win. Absolutely. Yes, big up, brother. Need to support Enzo. 100% agree, bro. 100%. We need to get behind the manager. Yes, big up. Surely Maresca's comments force the board's hand. No, they won't. They're not going to force them to do anything. But yeah, I don't think we're going to do anything in January, I'll be honest. If he leaves, I want Lionel Scaloni. Not for me. Yes, big up, big up. Yes, big up, brother. Right, let's get straight into it then, guys. We'll get into his comments straight away from the press conference, and then we'll row back a little bit and discuss sort of the broader picture on this. So today he was obviously asked about the situation. He was asked on being Chelsea manager next season, and he said, absolutely yes. I have a contract until 2029. There's also an option for a further year. It's speculation 100%. I don't have anything to add. I don't pay attention. Now, that is quite an emphatic answer, an emphatic response. What I would say is, though, he's hardly going to come out and say, by the way, I might be here next year, I might not be. He's not going to say that. Of course, he's going to say, I'm going to be here next year. Of course, he's going to say that. But what I would say is, guys, whether you like the manager or not, this last week has been an absolute blinder from the gaffer. An absolute blinder. Because he's let the fan base know that he's not being supported internally. He's not happy with the current situation. So through those comments after the Everton game, he's let everyone know that he's not getting the support behind the scenes through the bad results. And that has got him more support amongst the fan base because, yes, we know that not everybody rates the manager, but I would imagine that the majority of us would prefer stability and actually would back the manager over the sporting directors, over the ownership, and don't want to restart the cycle all over again in the summer. With the Manchester City story coming out, whether it's anything to do with his switch to Jorge Mendes, who knows? But people at the club, people in general and the club now know that he's got interest from big clubs elsewhere. And it's now up to Chelsea whether they want to make the small adaptations to the model, to the way things are done in order to try and keep Enzo Maresca and push this team forward. Or he can go to a club somewhere else where he's going to be where he's going to be backed, where he's going to be supported, where his input's valued. And then lastly, chap, by stating that he's 100% going to be here next season, that stops any speculation, any sort of PR or any spin from the club that maybe tries to come out in the summer or comes out later on in the season trying to suggest anything otherwise. So he's, whether you like him or not, he has played this situation very, very well. Everything is crystal clear now. He's got more fans on side than he perhaps had before the Everton game. He's got interest from other clubs. He's letting the people know and letting Chelsea know. And then we've also got a situation where we're not going to fall for any bullshit club spin that might come our way. So fair play to the gaffer on that one. Fair play to the gaffer on that one. Can't we get Mainoo on loan and Thiago Silva this winter? Look, that wouldn't seem much of an ask, but brother, this is Chelsea. We're not expected to be busy in the transfer window, so I don't see anything happening. The board and the SDs are good with Maresca. It's the media in England and people. No, bro. There's no misinterpretations. There's no misinterpretations. I'm not quite sure how you're saying is a misinterpretation when there's clearly issue behind the scenes where he didn't feel supported. He said so himself, and you're saying that's a misinterpretation, brother. Come on. No, we're not doing this. Yes, big up. Yeah, I suspect that could well be the case. I'm leaning more towards that than him being here, but a lot can change in football. There's 4 or 5 months of the season left to try and patch up and repair this relationship, and let's kind of see what happens. Sure, but De Zerbi wouldn't last 5 minutes in this current setup. He wouldn't last 5 minutes in the current setup before he's falling out with people. He's an explosive character. He likes to speak his mind. And yeah, in this current regime and how we're being run, the idea of Roberto De Zerbi lasting more than a season at Chelsea in this setup is beyond the joke. No, I'm not talking right now. I'm talking further down the line and potentially in the summer. Don't be shocked if the board changed their mind. I just wish they'd Barley watch one of our games. Well, look, again, let's wait and see. But look, Maresca's come out. He's emphatically shut that down. So for me, that temporarily draws a line under this situation for the time being. Make no mistake about it, though. This won't be the last we hear about Maresca's future this season. Sorry, it will not be the last we hear. But for now, these comments today, he's handled the Cardiff press conference very, very well. He's handled this press conference very, very well. And ultimately, temporarily, it's drama over for this point in time. There's now no reason to really comment on this anymore until something else appears from a reliable source, an Ornstein or a Romano. And we push on and we try and pick the results up on the football pitch. That is the most important thing. No, Esteval's not available for tomorrow. He should be available for the Aston Villa game. That's what Enzo Maresca is saying. Esteval should be available for the Aston Villa game. So that's what we're looking for. Esteval for the Aston Villa game. So yeah, well, we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. But yeah, Delap and Esteval reportedly available for the Aston Villa game. Bro, they've played a blinder. And Maresca said something else in the press conference as well, in terms of, you have to think about why this news has come out. You have to think about why the news has come out. Let me see if I can just find those quotes from Maresca, because again, those comments are interesting as well in terms of why that news has come out. Yeah, this one here. Let me just quickly bring this up, chat. Now, it's important to understand why this news was out there, but that's not my job. I don't care. I'm focused on Newcastle. So, why that news is out there for me is because it's a power play from Maresca or from Maresca's, or more likely from Jorge Mendes, to say, look, my guy's not supported. There's interest from elsewhere. You either support him or he's going to go to another club where he is going to be supported and is going to be backed and his input is going to be valued. So, when you listen very carefully to the way things are worded, to the way that he said things, this is letting them know, like Maresca saying, look, the reason why this news has come out. That interest from City, by the way, there's been a long-term admiration from Man City for Enzo Maresca. I can guarantee you, chat, this Man City story doesn't even come out if those comments aren't said by the manager after the Everton game. I absolutely get that. And ultimately, yeah, would it be better if it wasn't out in the open? Sure. I absolutely get and appreciate that point of view. Absolutely, I get and appreciate that point of view. It would be much better if that was there. If it wasn't public, but at the same time, I think it's good that he said it. I think it's good that people really know what's happening and people really know, how the manager's feeling and what is perceived to be going on. So, yeah, I think this is a good thing. I think it's a good thing, that this has happened, and now, yeah, we got to focus on what's going on the pitch in terms of, other bits of news in regards to this. But you care enough to come in and comment. Fair. Last, when we beat Newcastle on 2, we haven't won at St James's Park since 2021. We are well overdue a win there. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, guys, get the likes up as well. Get the likes up. I don't know how many likes we're on, people. How many likes are we on? 19. Guys, come on. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Get these likes up to at least 50 first port of call. So make sure you're smashing the likes, guys. It's really, really important. So run it up. Run it up. Yeah, get them up, chat. Get these likes up. Come on, people. Let's not be stupid here. Right, so we're going to get away from that. In terms of just moving away slightly from sort of Maresca's comments, Maresca's staying, let's move on to a bit of information about Liam Rosenior. So this was from David Ornstein on the Athletic podcast. And obviously all clubs do this. It's succession planning. They have sort of managers on their radar in case managers come and go. That's a normal thing to do. And Ornstein saying on the Athletic podcast, there are many people who are already saying Liam Rosenior at Strasbourg is going to be a Chelsea manager in the future, whether it's in the immediate or medium or longer term. And that shows their contingency plans, like all well-organised top clubs, will be in place in one way, shape or form. I wouldn't say it was a well-organised club, but yeah, this is a normal thing to do. Liam Rosenior, for me, is nowhere near ready to be anywhere near any sort of Chelsea job. He struggled in the Championship in England. He's doing a good job at Strasbourg at the moment. He's rebuilding his career a little bit. He's developing, and that's really important. You also need continuity in the dugout at Strasbourg as well. There's no point constantly sort of changing a lot of players there, changing managers there as well. That's not something that needs to be going on either. That is absolutely not something that needs to be going on, chat. Not now. I absolutely agree. Not now on Liam Rosenior. I just don't get it, to be perfectly honest. He's nowhere near the caliber required. Nowhere near the caliber required. So, yeah, look, you can understand why that link's there. You can understand why there might be an appreciation from a Chelsea perspective because, he's managing Strasbourg. There's going to be that link there, in terms of Blueco and whatnot. But this, make no mistake about it, right? If Chelsea replaced Maresca with Liam Rosenior, that is a huge downgrade. It's a huge backward step. And it's someone who right now is simply nowhere near ready for a job of this caliber, in my opinion. Nowhere near ready for a job of this caliber, chat. He's just not. It's really that simple. He just isn't ready for a job of this caliber. But again, it's an interesting one to keep an eye on. The likes of maybe a Cesc Fabregas, a Xabi Alonso, those sorts of managers, they're going to be the kinds of managers that will be linked. Obviously, Strasbourg, unbeaten in the Conference League, finished top of the Conference League standings. Fair play to them. But it is remarkable. It is remarkable. Let me just bring this up quickly on Rossinia. Let's get rid of that. And Romano has added, Fabrizio has added a little bit more to this. Fans have been asking me, in case Maresca was to leave, who could be future options? Chelsea have an appreciation for Liam Rossini, as I was explaining, who is already working in the Blue Coat Group, doing a fantastic job at Strasbourg. It's just an appreciation game at this stage because it's December. City appreciate Maresca. Chelsea appreciate Rossinia because they know him. Yeah, well, let's wait and see. Yes, big up, brother. I hope you're doing well. We need to keep Rossinia at Strasbourg. He's an asset. He's an asset for us there. He's not. Yeah, I agree, brother. I agree, 100%. That there's no denying it. He is not ready to be a Chelsea manager right now. But of course, you can understand why an appreciation would be there with Rossinia because of the Blue Co links. But it would be remarkable, by the way, to constantly, this would be another downgrade. This would be a downgrade on manager if we went for Rossinia. It's mad. He's the biggest yes man going. He's the biggest yes man going. Look into the ownership issues at Hull City. He literally said absolutely nothing about it. Nothing about it. He's like, he wouldn't say anything about what is going on. He'd say absolutely nothing. He's just not good enough. He simply isn't good enough, and he just shouldn't be mentioned. Sure, he's a talented coach. Sure, he's doing well at PSG. But yeah, look, he's not shit, but he's nowhere near the quality required. Let's just be perfectly honest about it. I don't know who else would be on the list. Fabregas is another one where you would look at it and you would think, yeah, okay, you could understand the links there. But again, he's someone that's majorly inexperienced. I think Maresca's done a decent job, but honestly, the whole point of having a head coach instead of a manager is to absorb turbulence such as this. We shouldn't be fussed as long as we keep progressing. But the problem is, though, bro, we're not really progressing. We've stagnated this season. Like, the whole point, head coach, is literally you get appointed, whatever players you're given, you've got to try and make it work. That's literally what happens. The manager has next to no say at Chelsea. Next to no say. And people that think the manager has got a say at the football club are very, very much mistaken. I would say he was happy with João Pedro and he was happy with Liam Delap. The other signings, for me, there's no way that he wanted those other signings. No chance. And you can tell by the way that they've been used in the minutes they've played. He didn't want Gittins. He didn't want Jarell Hatto. He didn't want, a lot of these guys. Would I take Glasner next season? No. I wouldn't, because people need to understand there's a massive, massive difference between managing Crystal Palace and managing Chelsea. A totally different way of operating. Glasner's already calling out the board at Palace multiple times for not being backed multiple times. He's a back three manager. We don't have the setup for that. And I don't believe that he's of the level either to come in and take Chelsea forward to where they need to be. I don't believe he's at the level either. And people might think I'm mad saying that, or people might think I disagree. You might disagree with me, but Glasner's not the level right now. He's not in terms of where we need to be. No, bro, Southgate, no chance. Yeah, look, the league title has to be delivered in the next couple of seasons, but ultimately that's only going to happen if the directors sign the players and give Maresca or give whoever the manager is the squad needed and the quality required to compete with an Arsenal and a Manchester City and a Liverpool over the course of 38 games. And that's simply not going to happen with our current way of recruiting. That simply isn't happening, chat. It's not going to happen. The current way of recruiting is not going to happen with this bullshit from these directors. It's not happening. It's not happening. So that's where we're at, people. That is where we're at. You know, we need to be challenging for a title, but right now we're not, because we've been let down in a transfer window time and time again. Time and time again, we've been let down. So yeah, it is what it is, really, isn't it? It is what it is, chat. You know, we're being let down time and time again. So for me, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter about what's going on right now. It's not about the process being faster. It's just the fact that we've, like, the last two transfer windows have been so poor. They are, but ultimately they're doing the job that is being asked of them. Like, in the eyes of the club, they're not doing a bad job, and that's where you know we've got issues. That's where we've got issues, is the fact that the ownership, they believe that they're doing a very, very good job, and that's why we've got problems, chat. That is why we've got problems. Yeah, the alarm going off. Yeah, mental. But look, you know, we can put manager talk to one side now, and we can move forward and look ahead to some massive games coming up. You know, the Christmas period now is what? Newcastle Saturday, Aston Villa the following weekend, and then a game against Bournemouth. Those are our last three games of the year. And ideally, we need 7 points out of 9. If we can get 7 points out of 9 from those games, then we are going to be in a very, very good position going into it. Well, in a sense, yes, with his comments, but things have been bubbling away behind the scenes. And absolutely, you know, we should be in a position where, you know, we know what's going on, and he knows, and he knows that he's got fans on side by saying it. And it's important that, you know, we know the current situation and that we know what's going on at the club and how he really feels. We know things haven't been right for a while behind the scenes. We know he was pissed off with the summer situation, and it was crap. And for me, he earned the right to say it. Yeah, he probably shouldn't have said it publicly, but he's earned the right to say it. He's got credit in the bank from last season. He wants to win. He wants to push this team forward. And he was given a poor window and not good enough players to keep progressing. There's no one better than Maresca out there now. He's proven he can handle the pressure. He wasn't overawed from day one. Yeah, look, I agree. In terms of realistic managers that Chelsea would potentially get if Maresca were to leave, there's not anyone better that we're going to go and get in to replace him. Let's get the win tomorrow so we're all in a good mood for the Christmas fixtures. Yeah, I agree, brother. I agree. No, not always. No, you know, sometimes it gets too much. Sometimes you've got to let people know. Sometimes, you know, that's not always That's not always an option. Yeah, and look, this is the major problem, right? Is that the constant turnover of players every single summer, every single window is leading to instability, leading to having to create chemistry and new relationships on the pitch every season. And it also, the issue is that the players that left, the ones that came in, other than maybe Joao Pedro, are not better than what left. Liam Delap at this point in time is not better than Nicholas Jackson. Garnacho and Gittins are not, like, Gittins is not better than Sancho or Mudryk. Garnacho is probably a little bit better, but we haven't really upgraded there whatsoever. Is Esteval better than Madueke? Definitely more talent, definitely more ability. But in terms of ready to be a consistent performer, he's not better than, like, Esteval's not better than him in terms of that, in terms of being a consistent performer in the Premier League. And so it's that's a major issue as well. And that's why I think we've stagnated, and that's why we have struggled at times this season, because of a turnover of players and because of the fact that the players that have left, the ones that came in to replace them, were worse. Bro, the pressure's always on Chelsea to win games. There's never a moment when there's not pressure on Chelsea to win games of football. There just isn't. So that's it. Yeah, look, I think the noise will die down now. I think the noise will absolutely die down in regards to this stuff now. With the comments he said today, until anything else comes out from reliable or credible sources, there's no need for this to be discussed any further in terms of in press conferences, in terms of in the media and whatnot. It's now very much like, right, look, these stories have come out. This is what's happened. And we're going to be in a situation where we just crack on. That's it, really. That is it. Guys, we've got 33 likes, nearly 100 people in the building. Run these likes up. Come on, people. It takes seconds. Smash the like. It's the festive period. It really helps out with the algorithm, boosts the content in the algorithm, gets more eyes on it. So please do smash the like button. Get this up past 50 likes, guys. I would really, really appreciate it. So please do run it up. There's more than enough people in the building. So let's get this done. Let's get this done. Come on, guys. Help me out. Yeah, I'll be at the game tomorrow. Yeah, long journey. Early start as well. With it being a 12:30 kickoff and Newcastle being so far away. But hopefully it will be a first win at St James's Park since 2021, which is a mad thing to think, really. A mad thing to think. But yeah, for me, I think the noise should die down now. Let me just quickly get onto this thing from The Athletic, and then we'll move more into the game and whatnot. Sources say that Chelsea have been happy with the job Maresca has been doing and backed him during bad runs of form last season, and this committing to the 2-year review plan. They also say they have done their due diligence and looked into compiling a list of potential successors for Maresca, but stress it is what every club tries to do over their staff and players. Right, well, look, Chelsea sources are not going to say that they didn't back him during a bad run of form this season. They're not going to come out and say that. I think you have to be happy with the job that he's done, because I think he's done a brilliant job in the circumstances that he finds himself in. I think he's done a brilliant job. I really do believe that. I don't think that's an outrageous thing to say. I think he's done a very, very good job. He's come in, got us 4th, won us 2 trophies. overachieved, in my opinion, given the squad that he's got and given the complexities of working at Chelsea. And so, yeah, for me, Chelsea should be happy with him. Whether he's happy with Chelsea is another question. I think he loves the club. He loves the fan base. He enjoys being the manager here. There's no doubt about that. But we also have to acknowledge, chat, that he's not happy with certain things. And if Maresca can win in that sense and get certain things changed and get maybe a few more proven players signed and proven quality, then we all win. Because Maresca can get them to change slightly, then that's going to be better for the team. It's going to be better for the fans. So ultimately, in my opinion, we should all be backing Maresca on this one. You know, no, he's absolutely not. No, he's not. He's not at all. No. Brother, I know you dislike the manager, but he wasn't a nobody. He was a young up-and-coming manager, won the championship with Leicester. And yeah, look, that opportunity's come at a stage in his career that he probably wouldn't have expected it to come at. But he's come in, inexperienced manager, difficult environment, difficult way of difficult hierarchy to work under. And so, yeah, I think he's done a very, very good job. And anyone that thinks he's not done a good job is obviously just blinded by their agendas. Blinded by agendas if they don't think he's done a good job. That's what it ultimately comes down to. That's what it ultimately comes down to for me. Blinded by agendas. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, but he's won 2 trophies in his first season. Yeah, okay, not ideal that we've lost back-to-back to newly promoted teams. But what has he done? Got us back in the Champions League, won us 2 trophies. That's good with me for the time being. That's good with me. Bro, you need to realise that the manager is not in charge of signing the players. The manager is not in charge of signing the players. So there's no point... There's no point saying any of that. He absolutely is not in charge of signing the players. Never has been and never will be with this way of working. So we just got to clear that up. We just got to clear that up. But I think you're missing the point. It's not about not being grateful. It's about wanting more. It's about he's doing this because he knows he needs more in order to take Chelsea to where they want to be. He knows that right now he's capped with what he can do with this team because of the way that we're recruiting. What he's doing is of the benefit of the football club and of the benefit of the fans. I don't understand how people are not seeing that. That's a very good question. I would suggest that perhaps they wouldn't. Perhaps they would start to lose faith in the project. I'm telling you, if Maresca goes at the end of the season, I would certainly lose a lot of faith in the situation. Yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So yeah, look, there we go. Maresca, Chelsea happy with the job he's doing. We know there's internal issues there. We know that he's not happy about certain things. I think that's probably the case with a lot of managers at a lot of clubs. We put that behind us now, and we move on to a really important run of matches. And let's get into some of the news from that Newcastle game, because we've got some good news in regards to Liam Delap. Because initially, after the Bournemouth game, it was going to be... Let's bring it up now. Again, bro, you're chatting utter rubbish. You think you expect a player to improve rapidly in 6 months? Yeah, you expect a player to rapidly improve in 6 months. Gittins is not good enough at this point in time. Might not be good enough. It's clear he didn't want Gittins. Joao Pedro did very well at the Club World Cup, started the season well, has struggled, but is a good player and is going to be used by the manager. Delap hasn't been great, but he's been injured for the majority of the first half of the season. Esteval has done well, coming into a new country, adapting. I think the manager's managed him well. I honestly don't understand what you're talking about. But look, anyway, we're good. The ones that were left out of Cardiff are okay. Delap and Esteval are probably available for Aston Villa. Romeo is still out and Levi is still out. So look, that's good news for us, chat. In terms of, obviously we knew that Esteval was going to miss the Newcastle game and would probably be back for this game. So that in that sense is excellent news for us. And Delap originally 6 to 8 weeks, they said, after the Bournemouth game was reported. Now they thought he could be back in 4 weeks, and apparently Maresca said probably available for Aston Villa. It's not a definite, but probably available for Aston Villa is a big plus, certainly in the case of Liam Delap. In the case of Liam Delap, that is a huge plus, in the case of Liam Delap, because he was expected to probably be out for a bit longer. I think a lot of us thought he was going to miss the whole Christmas period, probably come back in January. So, look, some good news, even though he's not been particularly good. There is some good news there in regards to Liam Delap and to Esteval. I'm not going to say Delap's not good enough right now when he's barely played. He needs to improve, and he's not been good enough when he has played. But I'm by no means saying this guy is not good enough after 6 months in which he's hardly played for the football club. So no, I'm not at that stage in this current situation. No, it wasn't, which obviously has helped us out big time. Garnacho has improved. You know, Garnacho has done well, and fair play to him for that. I think he certainly has improved, and he deserves credit. You know, he deserves credit. Maresca's improved. Reece, Gusto, Cucurella, Fofana, Cole. Yeah, look, players have improved under Maresca, by the way. Absolutely, they have. But it takes time. It takes time to improve these players. It absolutely takes time. So let's make no mistake about it. Guys, we're over 100 in the building. We're only on 44 likes. People, come on. What are we doing here? Close the live chat. Smash the like button. It really helps with the algorithm. Gets more eyes on the channel. I'm not even asking for, I never ask anyone for any money, guys. All I ask for is just press that thumbs up button. That is more help than you would imagine. You know, we do need a lap back. Guiu, I've said many, many times, is nowhere near Chelsea level. He's not good enough. And obviously, look, beyond the end of the season, he's not got a future at this football club anyway. You've got Omega coming in. Delap, Omega, and Pedro will be the options next season. He's got no idea. So there we go. I am as well. He's definitely staying for the time being, and we got to see the situation. Bro, you're completely misunderstanding the situation. If you read what Ornstein actually said, it was that Enzo Maresca is high on the list of potential candidates to replace Pep Guardiola when he decides to leave. He didn't say Maresca was going to be appointed, and he didn't say that Pep was leaving. It's just a case of when Pep decides to call it a day, that Enzo Maresca features highly on a list of candidates to replace him. That's it. So yeah, anyway, look, Esteval and Liam Delap should be back for the game, which is good news, really good news. And this Newcastle game is a massive game, chat. Massive game. We haven't won there since 2021. The last 3 years have been really poor. We keep losing there. Last season, we went down to 10 men towards the end of the season. That was a game Nicholas Jackson got the red card. We actually played better with the 10. The season before, under Pochettino, we got battered 4-1. Sterling scored the free kick and we got absolutely destroyed. And we also lost under Graham Potter 1-0 the last game before the Qatar World Cup. Actually, we lost twice there last season because we also lost in the Carabao Cup as well. So, things have been going really well at St. James's Park for us. Really, really well in recent times. Newcastle not in the best form either, by the way, guys. So this could be an opportunity to really... This is, for me, I think this is our best opportunity in a number of years to get the W here. A big, big opportunity to get the W. Massive opportunity. We know that Newcastle have got a physical, strong midfield. Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali, Joelinton, Lewis Miley as well. The young kid is done well this season. Looks a talented player. It's going to be a difficult physical battle in there. It's going to be a difficult physical battle. I don't know how I feel about this one. I feel like we really have to go there and give a good account of ourselves. I really feel we have to give a good account of ourselves. The problem is, though, you just don't know what to expect from this Chelsea team. That's the issue here. You're not really sure what to expect, guys. You don't know what to expect. Is it going to be the Chelsea from Barcelona and Arsenal that turns up? Or is it going to be the Chelsea from Leeds, Bournemouth, Cardiff first half that turns up? These are the things that we ultimately don't know. We don't know what Chelsea is turning up. Is that confirmed? Barnes injured. I know they've got a few players missing defensively. Is Harvey Barnes actually injured as well? In that case, that would that would help us out. That would help us out. We have turned up for big games, but we haven't turned up at St. James's Park for 4 years. The last 3 years, we have not turned up at St. James's Park. And again, this is going to be important. The one place you cannot start slowly is St. James's Park. You know exactly what Newcastle are going to do. I think last season we conceded inside the first 2 minutes. And we didn't start well. We didn't weather the storm. You know, Newcastle, the fans are going to be bang up for this game. They're going to start fast. They're going to come at us. They're going to be on the front foot. They're going to be aggressive. You have to weather that storm. You have to take the sting out of the game. Then you earn the right to play yourself in. You earn the right to play yourself in, and then you start playing your football and you move forward from that point. You cannot afford to concede an early goal in this match. We've got to match that physicality. We've got to match that aggression. We've got to be pressing from the front. You know, get the ball out. You know, no messing about. None of this sort of passing around at the back. And yes, they got the win against Fulham in the Carabao. It was last minute win. So yeah, look, it's that will be a boost for them. But ultimately, they need a response in the Premier League. They need a Premier League response. And they're surely going to be massively, massively up for this. There's no denying that. They're going to be bang up for it, chat. Bang, bang up for it. And we're going to have to be at our best. We're going to have to be at our best if we're going to get a result here. I hope so, mate. I hope so. I mean, look, I wouldn't say there's no excuses not to win tomorrow. It's a tough place to go. Got a poor record there. They're a good side. It depends on how the game pans out. Depends on the circumstances. I personally feel this one's going to be a draw. But as I referenced earlier, this is going to be our best chance of getting a win at St. James's Park for a number of years. Given the injuries they've got and given the current form that they're in, I feel this is our best chance, chat. This for sure is our best chance. I've got no doubt about that. No doubt about it. This for sure is our best chance, people. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. I just always worry about going to Newcastle. I always worry about it because it is a tricky place to go. It's all to do with tempo and intensity. We start with both. We should do well. I hope so, bro. I hope so. Yeah, potentially. 11 starting changes against Newcastle players arrested. Well, Caicedo played 90 minutes, so he's not really rested. But again, he sat out the previous 3 league games, so there's no issues there. Yeah, look, we got to keep our heads. We cannot play the game, not the occasion. That's always a massive thing to say. Play the game, not the occasion, chat. How am I feeling? Yeah, for the game, feel good. A little bit nervous at the same time, given our record there. I'm confident we can get a positive result. I think it's really important we don't lose. It's massively important that we don't lose this football match. And yeah, and then we sort of try and win, and then we look to win those two home games. Look to win those 2 home games and make sure we don't lose. That would be my situation. That'd be my take on it. Don't lose. That's the most important thing for me. Do not lose. Yeah, it is a massive relief for the midfield, a massive relief. But guys, let's get into a starting lineup. Let's do a little starting lineup. By the way, keep smashing the likes. Let's get this as close to 100 as we can. I am going to get the lineup out, and we're going to go through it, because I think there are 1 or 2 decisions that need to be made. Bear with me, chat. We're just going to get this screen up. I mean, look, opposition fans always talk about, Chelsea's defence being the weakest part of the team. But we have actually kept 8 clean sheets this season, the joint most in the Premier League, which is kind of surprising. Definitely not something that I was expecting. So, I mean, guys, look, we're going to go through this. This is not a predicted lineup. This is what I would like to see. This is what I would go with if I was the manager. Obviously, get your thoughts in the chat. It's going to be, used to be shite, now he's all right. Robert Sanchez in goal. Let's hope he can continue his good start to the season. Cucurella well rested, didn't even travel on Tuesday night. That's going to be a big plus in that regard. So Mark Cucurella at left back. Mate, the amount of adverts, by the way, on this website, Jesus. It's obviously, it has to be this Chalobah and Fofana partnership. I think it's either 5 clean sheets in their last 6 starts together or 6 clean sheets in their last 7 starts. Either way, this is the start of a really promising pairing, and absolutely Chelsea's best partnership with Levi Colwill out. I mean, you've got to play this partnership as much as we possibly can. Obviously, Fofana was on the bench against Cardiff. He's building up fitness to be ready for 2 games a week. The sooner that can happen, the better it's going to be. Now, this is where it gets interesting, guys. This is absolutely where it gets interesting because you look at it and you sort of think, right, okay, we're in a situation now where Moises Caicedo is now back and available. So there's not really a need for Reece James in midfield unless you're going to drop Enzo Fernandez, and I just don't see that happening. I would go with Reece at right back. Although we have seen many times that he does go with Gusto, and he might go with Gusto and James. But I think James at right back. For me, you go Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. I think that's a decent midfield 2 there. And then look, to be honest, chat, if Esteval was available, I would have played Moises. I would have played Pedro Neto down the middle, but obviously Esteval's not available. We know it's going to be Cole Palmer in the 10, and he looked like he's slowly getting back to the form we need. He's got better each appearance. You know, he wasn't great against Bournemouth, was much better against Everton, got the goal, took it well. And so let's hope that he can continue. Let's hope he can continue that good form. That's exactly what we're looking for from him. Continue the good form. Continue the good form. And then on the wings, we're going to have Garnacho after his match-winning performance against Cardiff. Oh no, didn't mean to click that. Will definitely be on the left wing, and let's hope we can have more of what we saw against Cardiff from him. Because Garnacho works hard, going both ways up and down the pitch. Just needs consistency of that finishing. Maybe a bit more consistency with his crossing as well. But we've seen that when he can finish, he does do very well. I hear what you're saying on that, and the fact that Gusto only played about half hour in the week against Cardiff shows that maybe he's not going to drop him. I don't know. I'm really not sure. But for me, we then go to the left wing, and it's Pedro Neto. And Pedro Neto has arguably been one of Chelsea's best players this season. He's certainly been the best winger in terms of output and in terms of general levels of consistency. And that's what I've always said about Neto, right? All I've asked for ever from Pedro Neto is just give me a bit more output, provide me with a few more GA. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. That's exactly what he's doing now. And then up front, I know it's not ideal, but it would be João Pedro, because no way Mark Guiu's playing. And he's not. I doubt he starts Gittins in this game either, after the disaster class that he served up against Cardiff. So that for me is the team that I would be looking at going with, chat. That's the team that I'd look at going with. Is it great? It's not. I think that's the best team that we've got available at our disposal right now, guys. That's the best team we've got that we could possibly field. I need a goal from anyone. So yeah, that's more than enough to get a result. It really is. But as I've said though, guys, it really depends on what Chelsea turns up. That is a good team. And I've always said, when our best 11 is fit and available, I mean, you'd probably argue, outside of Colwell, who would probably come in for Trev, that's probably Chelsea's strongest team at the moment. Pete, you could make an argument for Esteval, but I ultimately think that's Chelsea's best team. That's our best team right now, in terms of balance, in terms of all those sorts of things. For sure, that's the best. That's the best. That is the best team. 100% that's the best team. Well, it doesn't matter whether Newcastle like it or not. It's about whether we turn up and perform. That's the situation that we find ourselves in. We must turn up and we must perform in this game. Chat, come on. We're 81 in the building. We're still only 55 likes. Let's get this to at least 75. Come on, guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. All of that good stuff. We got to get a bit more out of this, people. We got to get a bit more out of this. And yeah, look, chat, we are on the road to 20k. Every new subscriber helps. I know I said at 20k we were going to give away the Esteval shirt. We now won't be giving away the Esteval shirt. We will give away another shirt, though. We will give away another shirt, I promise. But obviously, when I went to the training ground, chat, I had to bring the Esteval shirt with me and get it signed. Let me just quickly take this off screen. And we can show. So I was going to give this Esteval shirt away. I'll get the guys at Jerseys FC Soccer Shop to send me another one. But I had to get the Esteval signed. So there we are, chat. The Esteval signed had to be done, and now we just need to get it framed and put up on the wall. So there we go, guys. I know I said I'd give the Esteval shirt away at 20k. I will get another Esteval shirt. Actually, has anyone got any preferences to what shirt they would like given away? No, I'm not giving away that signed Esteval shirt. I will give away another shirt though. Anyone got any preference for what shirt they would like to be given away? Give away a Tosin shirt. Yeah, I mean, look, there could be some Tosin fanatics in the chat. There could be some Tosin fanatics in the chat, so maybe we give away a Tosin shirt. But yeah, guys, there will be a shirt giveaway at there will be a shirt giveaway. Do a James. Yeah, I could do a Reece James. Yeah, for sure. I mean, whenever we hit, hopefully we hit 20k sooner rather than later. But yeah, we'll get it sorted. We'll get it sorted, people. I promise you guys there will be a shirt giveaway at 20k, but we're not quite there yet. We are going to get there, though. Nah, mate, it's paid for my Christmas, so we're all good. It's paid for Christmas. Right, Sterling shirt's mad. Yeah, the Sterling shirt, mental. A Sanchez jersey. I mean, yeah, to be honest, I can't say I've ever had. I don't. By the way, chat, has anyone ever owned a goalkeeper shirt? Has anyone owned a goalkeeper shirt? Because I certainly haven't. I don't think I have anyway. It's not something you see people buy that often. It's not something you see them buy that often. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, as I said, that's the team that I'd go with. I think that gives us a very good opportunity of winning. But again, it's about how we start. It's about our intentions. It's about what we are. It's about what we're looking to do. It's about what we're looking to do, chat. So I do feel confident-ish, but it's a huge game. Huge game. I mean, chat, what are we saying for score predictions? What are we saying for score predictions? What are we saying for score predictions, chat? Slanina. It's that young kid from the MLS that we signed, and he's been on loan at Barnsley and other places. Yes, Slanina's the third choice keeper. So yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, guys, get some score predictions in the chat. I want to hear what you lot are saying. Yes, I will be at the game. It's an early start. I don't know why we keep getting shafted with really bad kickoff times at Newcastle. So it's slightly better than midday on a Sunday. So there we are. Yeah, no, to be fair, he does. All right, what the score predictions saying here? 3-0 Chelsea, 2-0, 3-1 Chelsea, 3-2, 4-2, fair, 2-0, 2-1, 2-1. Desmond, 2-0 Chelsea win, 4-0 Newcastle win. I'd be very surprised if that happens. Yeah, to be fair, he does sometimes, yeah. 3-2 Chelsea. We usually do well against Chelsea at home, so expecting the same. Yeah, no, brother, I hear you. You know, if I was a Newcastle fan, I would be feeling fairly confident given the home record against Chelsea in recent years. However, Newcastle not playing particularly well at the moment. Need a big response from the Derby defeat to Sunderland, and I've got a few injury issues as well. Maybe something that we can take advantage of. 2-1, 3-2. We've got a 1-0 Chelsea and a Desmond. Yeah. So, I mean, look, for me, I agree with those of you that are saying this could be a 1-1 draw. That's kind of what I'm. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I think personally. I do think we can win, but I'm just not sure. You know, that's what I'm hoping, chat. Yes, smash the like button. How many likes are we on, by the way, guys? 64 likes. Guys, come on, keep smashing the like button. Let's get this up to 80 likes if we can. Actually, not if we can. We are doing it. Chat, we're getting this up to 80 likes. Let's get yourself together, people. Get yourself together. Get yourself together. 2-1 Chelsea win. Our performances have been awful all season. However, we still seem to pick up results at home. Yeah, you do. I mean, you beat Man City at home. You gave Liverpool a very good game at home earlier in the season and unlucky not to get away with a 2-2 draw there. You played reasonably well against Arsenal, but kind of threw it away at the end. So, yeah, look, it's a mixed bag. We're due a win up there. No win since 2021. I'd love to be confident, but it's a difficult place to go, and our record there is not great. So it's hard to approach this game from a Chelsea perspective with full confidence. It is difficult to approach this game with full confidence, but we'll see. We will see, guys. But yeah, I'll be so disappointed if we don't start the game quick. If we don't start the game well, you know, most of the time this season, our first half performances have been horror, chat. They've been horror. You know, the first half performances have been nowhere near the level required, and we've got to do better, guys. We have got to do better. There's no doubt about it. We've got to do better. But yeah, we got to weather the storm. You know exactly this right. We were not prepared for Leeds. You know exactly what's going to happen at Newcastle. If we turn up and we start slowly, we concede an early goal, and we're not prepared for the onslaught from them, then once again, I know that we wouldn't have prepared for this game properly. There are zero excuses to not be prepared for this game. We were underprepared for Leeds, the Ellen Road atmosphere, and how they were going to play. You know exactly what Newcastle are going to do at home. You know exactly what they're going to do at the start of the game. They're going to start fast. They're going to be on the front foot from the beginning, high energy, getting the crowd on side. If we're not prepared for that, then it's inexcusable. It is inexcusable not to be prepared for that game. And I'm hoping we will be prepared for it. We have to be prepared for this game. I just don't get why we wouldn't be prepared. Last season we were awful first half. We did. Yeah, no, we did. Yeah, we were. I mean, look, to be honest, I don't care who scores as long as we score. Whoever scores, I will be more than happy with that. More than happy. More than happy. But it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It is going to be very interesting. Yes, big up. Yeah, look, we do need a big effort from the lads tomorrow. There's absolutely no excuses not to be bang at it. We must be bang at it. But yeah, it's a game that I'm nervous for. It's a game I'm absolutely nervous for. So we'll see. We will see, guys. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, really. I don't know what to expect. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I fully agree with that. I do fully agree with that. I wouldn't say it's as clear cut as that. I really wouldn't say it's as clear cut as that. But look, you've obviously absolutely. There's a very good chance we will lose that game. There's a good chance we could lose. But I don't think it's as clear cut a case as, oh my God, Chelsea are definitely going to lose. I don't think that. Well, I don't feel that anyway. Maybe we will. But yeah, I'm not going up to that game thinking, oh shit, we're in big trouble here. I'm going there sort of optimistic, but I hope we can do something up there. So do I. I think we all hope that. This game could be anything. Both teams lack consistency. I agree with that. I think we get a result. Wing play from Newcastle has been lagging, and I think we can get at them given Burn is out. Well, even if Burn was playing, at fullback, you'd absolutely fancy your chances as a winger up against Dan Burn. 100% you would. But yeah, these are all things that, yeah, I don't know. Livramento is a big regret. Our academy. Well, it's not. Well, to be honest, Livramento wanted to go. Chelsea were happy to keep Livramento, but he was behind Reece James and he wanted to go and play first team football. So it wasn't a case of Chelsea got rid of him because they wanted to. Livramento wanted to go. That's ultimately the situation that we find ourselves in. Livramento wanted to leave, and that's kind of that. That's kind of that. These things happen. Not everybody who comes through the academy is going to make it at Chelsea. Not everybody that comes through the academy is going to make it. So, yeah. It is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Not everybody that comes through is going to make it, guys. So, yeah, we have to hope for the best. Yeah, I hear it, Lewis Hall. But again, I don't think that I don't think it's one that we necessarily regret. Kukurea has done very, very well. We've got Gerard Hayter as backup, and again, Lewis Hall probably is someone that wants to go and play football on a regular basis, which probably wasn't going to be possible for him at Chelsea. So look, I hear the frustration, but yeah, look, ultimately, I don't know, I don't think it's a complete disaster. Personally, I don't think it's a complete disaster. But we'll see, chat. We will see. Yeah, he does seem to pick up quite a lot of injuries. That's obviously a concern. 100%. That's got to be a concern. Guys, keep smashing the likes. We're on 71 likes. Let's get this to 80 likes if we can, people. Run it up, run it up. There's still enough of you in here to definitely get the likes up to 80. So please do smash that like button and let's keep pushing on. Rice, Elise, Musiala, these all are. Well, Rice left when he was 14, so I wouldn't say that's an academy issue. Elise again left when he was very young. Musiala, there was nothing we could do about it. He wanted to go to Germany. We couldn't do anything about it. Gerhu, we sold for 20 million quid, I think we sold for 20 million quid. As I said, not everyone's going to make it. Not everyone's going to make it. Bro, we're not going to sign Semenyo because we already bought 2 left wingers in the summer. We're not going to sign another one in January. That's just the way it is. Newcastle got a lot of injuries. How do I feel tomorrow? Look, I feel like we can get a positive result. I do think we can do that. But I'm nervous about it. It's a big game, difficult place to go. We've got a poor record there. But the injuries that Newcastle have got, we absolutely should be looking to target a win. We should be looking to target a win. But yeah, look, I believe it would be a draw. If you ask me now, would I settle for a draw? I probably would, but that means we definitely need to beat Villa and we definitely need to beat Bournemouth at home. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Semenyo, Chelsea won't be going in for Semenyo. No, I don't imagine that being the case. Now the Newcastle home atmosphere is very good. Newcastle and Leeds are probably the 2 best home atmospheres in the league, I would say. Newcastle and Leeds probably the 2 best home atmospheres. I would absolutely deem that to be the case. Possibly, but if I was him, I'd probably go to a Liverpool over a Man United. I'm not sure Man United and their current guys is the right move for him, but I'm not sure on the exact Newcastle news. But there's no Livramento, there's no Dan Burn. Someone in the chat was saying that Barnes is injured. I hadn't seen that one, but again, it could be the case. Sure, different story if it's a night game, but I've been to lunchtime games at St James's before, and the atmosphere has been pretty decent. Agreed, though. Admittedly, it probably won't be as good as a night game, but it's still going to be fairly decent, though. I would expect it to be fairly decent, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, let me have a quick look if there's anything else to go through, and then I will look to round this one out, chat. I'll look to round this one out. Don't think there's anything else to go through, chat. We'll win 2-0. Yeah, be interesting. We played them at 12 p.m. We played them at midday on a Sunday last season. Were there free drinks? I can't remember. There might have been something along those lines. It was for the Newcastle fans. Yeah. Actually, no, I do remember that. Yeah, that was true. Yeah, that was true. So yeah, there we go. Right, guys. I'm going to round this one out now. Got to crack on, get back to work, have some lunch, etc. So big up to everyone for tuning in. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Make sure you smash up the likes on your way out. Let's get this as close to 100 likes as we possibly can. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel if you're new round here as well. Every new subscriber helps. Appreciate all the support, people. I'll be back tomorrow with a match reaction after the game. It probably won't drop until the evening because I've got to get back from Newcastle as well. But yeah, stay tuned for the match reaction tomorrow. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy watching the game tomorrow. We'll catch up tomorrow, people. Smash the like, subscribe. Enjoy your afternoon, guys. And let's hope for a win tomorrow. Up the Chelsea, and we're out. Love.